Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily Jean if you haven't been here before. Today we're doing another makeup video. It's actually a lot later in the day and I've already done quite a few things today, but Kyle and I are gonna go to this outdoor mall later, and I just got out of the bath because I was like relaxing for a little bit and I was like, you know what? I kind of feel like doing full glam makeup right now, literally for no reason. Like, we're not like going on a date or anything. We're just gonna get out of the house in a little bit, and I might as well sit down and film while I do a look for you guys. So I specifically wanted to use my James Charles palette with Morphe. I know, I'm so mad. I ordered this and the brush set right when it came out to do like a review video for you guys, and for some reason I never got around to doing it, and I guess that's when I stopped really filming makeup videos. But I thought a lot of you guys hopefully have this palette, and if not, you might just be interested to see like me use it anyways. But I want to do like a really smoky dark brown eye just because there's so many good like warm or brown tones in here. I'm going to put my hair up. So basically we're just gonna like talk, hang out, do a makeup. It's like half tutorial, half get ready with me, I guess. I have my water and I put half a lemon and a bunch of apple cider vinegar in here. So I've been really trying to be healthy lately. I'm going to prep my lips with this Dr. Lip Original Nipple Balm. It says it's a nipple balm. It's for like any dry areas on your body, but it's such a thick, like natural, pure balm that I absolutely love this on my lips. Oops, it's my favorite, like hydrating, almost like a thick lip mask. Applying it while I do my makeup, so when I get to my lips, they are ready. I'm sorry I keep looking that way. I just can't help but look in the viewfinder. You can see how glossy it is too. I also already put lotion on my face after the bath and sprayed my rose spray from Grace and Stella. This I got in my summer FabFitFun box, so stay tuned. I will be doing a fall unboxing with FabFitFun if you guys are interested in that. I absolutely love getting my boxes from them. I'm going to prep my eyes with this e.l.f. 16-hour Camo concealer. It's like a super thick concealer, and I always like having a fresh base on my eyes before doing eyeshadow. I'm also going to put this on some pimples because I've actually been breaking out quite a bit from my skin lately. And I'm going to blend it in with my sponge. That is prepped and primed. I am now going to set the concealer just with a neutral tone. So I'm going to take the first shade in this palette. I actually don't have the card, so I can't tell you the names, but the first, oops. See, this is why I don't like working with big palettes, just because they're so hard to hold. But I'm going to take this first like neutral matte shade. If you don't have a color like this, you can totally use like your face setting powder. But I always prep my eyes with concealer and then set it with some powder just so it's not sticky for putting like shadows on after. I decided to do my eyes first today just because I really want to make them like super smoky and dark. I never wear makeup around him because, I don't know, we're always just like, I mean, like we're together a lot and I just don't wear like full glam makeup all the time. Okay, I'm going to start with my crease. So I think I'm just going to add kind of like darker and darker browns onto my eyes. You guys know my favorite thing to do is a brown smoky eye, so nothing new here, but I am using newer shades, I guess, than I normally would. So I'm actually going to start with this super orangey tone right in the middle. It's a very, very warm tone, medium brown, and I'm going to pick that up on this crease brush, Morphe M441, tap off the excess, and just messily throw this in my crease. You know what? Let's zoom in. All these shades are very pigmented. I will say they don't like, it's not that they don't blend well, they just take, I feel like, a little bit more work to blend. And I know he's actually like mentioned that within videos that a lot of these shades are actually pigments and not eyeshadows. Therefore they have a lot more color, but they do need to be worked in a little bit more, which I'm totally fine with, because as long as the end result is looking like amazing and very rich like that, especially with like a brighter tone palette like this, I feel like that's more of a necessity than making them like super easy to work with. Although I wouldn't recommend this like to my mom who's newer at makeup and doesn't know all the technical things with makeup. I would probably recommend something a little bit just easy and quick. And also this room is very bright. I'm using natural lighting and I'm using my vanity lighting. So I feel like the colors are getting washed out the tiniest bit on camera. It is a little bit more vibrant in person. One of my favorite things to do is really like smoke out the outside of my eye, especially when I don't have my foundation on yet, because this will obviously be like fixed up once we put our foundation on. I honestly like sitting down and filming. I filmed 2 videos yesterday and I'm filming this today. And I feel like I suck at talking to a camera and like staying focused just because I haven't been filming like sit down one topic related videos in so long. But I do really like it. So I apologize if some of these videos are like messy and me rambling and just kind of annoying, but hopefully we'll get back into the swing of things. So I'm going to take this flatter brush. It's not as rounded. This is one of my favorite brushes to kind of like pat color on and smoke it out. I feel like people look past brushes like this, but I think they're super easy for everyone to use. So this is a Morphe M45156, excuse me. And I'm going to take a darker brown. I'm just going to kind of make my way down. So next I'm going to take this shade, and then I'm probably going to use the same brush and go in with this shade, and then I'll probably use these two up here. Kind of like stamping my brush in there. You can see it's fully coated. I'm going to tap it off on the back of my hand a little bit so it's easier to work with. And I'm going to pack this all over my lid. Okay, so my eyes are looking very orange. And I'm trying, like, I don't know if I want, you can see I'm leaving a little bit of blank space in my inner tear duct. I don't know if I want to keep it like that, if I should bring it in. I think I'm going to bring it in a little more. I'm just doing dark all the way. Okay, so next, going on to the next color that I showed you, going down the middle line of this palette. This is like a darker rich cocoa color. Same thing, packing it on my brush and then dabbing it off on the back of my hand a little bit. I like working off my hand. Sometimes I just think it's a little bit easier. So I'm going to start tapping this on the outer half of my eye. Also like going back and forth with my original crease brush to blend out edges and make sure everything is blended. And you want to be careful, like, even though smoking it out as much as you can is a good thing, you still want to try and be in control of where you're placing color. Kind of find that like happy medium of smoking it out but also keeping it controlled. One thing I will admit that I'm really bad at the makeup is like making sure my eyeshadow's even on both eyes. I think I'm going to stop there for now. Another thing I like to do when I'm doing like smoky eyes is start the base without my foundation on. Then I'll go into doing the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be able to see what I want to add or do to my eyes afterwards. So at least just getting the base started I think helps. I'm going to take a makeup wipe to like clean this up a little bit, but I don't have one in front of me. Okay. Oops. I'm back. I'm back. I also grabbed my phone so I can, I almost hit myself in the face with that, so I can answer some questions. I just uploaded a Q&A, like update Q&A, and I didn't get to finish all the questions, so I mentioned in that video that I would kind of like answer some of the leftover ones either in makeup videos or in vlogs, or maybe film a second Q&A. So I'm just going to read some of those questions I have from that original post I did. Okay, so now that that is cleaned up, I want to do like very full coverage foundation. I think I'm going to mix a stick foundation and liquid. I'm going to start with my Makeup Revolution stick. And then on top, I'm going to add Born This Way. I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm using my Makeup Revolution stick foundation in F10. I really love this stick foundation. It's actually kind of dark for me right now, but I think this is just going to give me a good base and like pigment underneath, I guess. I'm actually not going to prime because I've already moisturized and I used my spray, so I think my skin is actually pretty prepped. I need a really good pore filling primer though, because that would be perfect right now, but all I have in front of me is more like hydrating primers. Anyways, I'm gonna swipe this on my skin. I'm not gonna do as much as I normally would just because I'm going to be applying a foundation on top. So you can see I literally just swipe that on my skin. Just to kind of blend this out quickly, I'm going to use the buffing brush from Real Techniques. But I normally use a foundation brush from like a flat top kabuki from Morphe. This one's just a little bit fluffier than I'm used to. But since we're going to go over top of it with liquid, we'll be fine. This just finish is so nice. If you guys are into stick foundations, like I was pleasantly surprised when I first tried the Makeup Revolution one because it's so cheap. And I feel like stick foundations are usually kind of sucky if they're cheaper. But I really, really like this. You can already tell like how good that looks. I just like the look of a liquid foundation on top of stick just because I like the finish of a liquid a little bit more. I feel like the stick really gives me the coverage that I want and the base that I want, but then the liquid gives me like that more natural finish, even though it's still very full coverage. So just adding some onto my neck to make sure colors are matching. Because I was like extremely tan throughout most of the summer from trips and laying in the sun. And now I feel like it's kind of fading because I've been moving and haven't like been out and laid out in the sun in a while. So I don't know, I feel like I'm a really weird in-between shade. Like I'm still like tan, but I'm like getting my paleness back. Okay. Well, I'm going to add a few pumps of the Born This Way foundation by Too Faced. This is in the shade Warm Beige. This again I think is my tan color, but we're gonna make it work. I'll probably lighten it up with some concealer. And take my sponge, going at it. Kyle's gonna be like, what the heck are you doing? Okay. So now that is blending out. Another trick I like, I know I'm talking a lot in this video, I haven't talked about makeup with you guys in so long that for any of my newer subscribers, I'm trying to like kind of mention tips and tricks that I do along the way that you guys may not know about. So after, even though my foundation is completely blended, it looks perfectly good right now, I like to take the time and to really stamp my foundation in, even if it's already completely blended in and I could totally move on to concealer right now. I just think like really taking the time to extra stamp it in is gonna help it last longer. It's gonna help it really like sink into your skin, which sounds like a bad thing, but it's gonna look a lot more natural. And it's basically like double checking your blending. I think I'm gonna go right in with the e.l.f. concealer that I use on my eyelids. This is in the shade Medium Sand. Pretty sure this is like $5. I got mine at Target, I think. I will say their shade range is kind of weird. Like this is medium sand and it still is very light. Like to me this is like a light shade, although concealer is more for like highlighting and such, but still I just think their shade range is kind of out of whack. But it is a really, really good full coverage, thick, inexpensive concealer. And I blend in using the opposite side of my sponge. I'm now going to set with my Mercier setting powder. I have the translucent on this side, and this is the translucent glow. So I'm going to set my under eyes, all the highlighted areas with the original powder, and then I'm going to swipe over the glow powder on the rest of my face. I actually haven't used this powder in so long. When they first sent it to me in PR, I was obsessed and using it a lot. But I just haven't been grabbing it lately, so we're going to do it today. So I'm taking the original powder on my beauty blender and tapping it under the eye. I know I always say beauty blender, but this is actually the like beauty sponge from Real Techniques. I don't even know what it's called. I think it's like the complexion sponge. I just say beauty blender because it's easy, but this is by far my favorite beauty sponge. Now I'm going to take the Laura Mercier Glow. You can tell this is the glow powder because the packaging is like more shiny on top. So this is pretty much just the translucent powder, but with like the most natural glowy finish to it. It's the most interesting product I've ever used and actually works. So I'm going to take this on my powder brush. I'm going to dip in there very lightly. I'm actually going to tap it on the back of my hand. Like, can you see how my hand is like glowy? So it almost like puts the natural glow back into your face as if I just applied my foundation, because I love the way my skin looks right when I apply foundation without powdering it, but obviously you have to powder it for it to like look good all day. But then sometimes when you powder it, then you just look like powdery or matte, and I really like a glowy finish. So this kind of sets your face but still gives you that glow back into your skin. On to bronzer. I'm actually going to take my Milani Baked Bronzer. I just want something a little bit more natural when it comes to bronzer today, even though I know I have a lot of makeup going on. So this is the Milani Baked Bronzer in Dolce. I am going to take it on this larger fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M527. Swirl around in there. This is pretty light and easy to work with, so I like to put a lot of product on my brush, excuse me. I'm just gonna go at it. Just kind of get the color on my face. This is just adding like slight warmth back into your skin after putting foundation on. And I honestly feel like I've learned this like application technique from Jaclyn Hill. Like, if you ever watch her apply bronzer to her face, she's just like so quick and fast and kind of rough, and I feel like that's what applies it like the most natural and easy, especially when you're strictly just bronzing, not contouring, not trying to shape your face, just strictly adding warmth back into your face. I feel like it's the best to kind of do it quickly and kind of aggressive. So you can see that added a little bit of color. I definitely want to add a little bit more bronzer going on, so I'm going to take this Morphe angled brush. This is the M405, and I'm going to take my little Morphe single. This is the single I use all the time. I got this at Ulta. Of course, I will have all the products I used in this video linked down below for you guys, either Sephora, Ulta, or the actual brand's website. So I'm going to tap in there and just do a tiny bit of contouring with this. I like taking it down the sides of my nose. I don't really contour my nose. I just like adding some color. Apply this around my hairline. And then I always add it to my jawline. Moving on to blush. I think I'm just going to go in with my good old Wet n Wild Mellow Wine Matte Blush. You guys know my favorite. I just want something a little bit more subtle since the eyes have a lot going on already. I'm going to take it on this little pink brush. I bought this off of some random clothing website, like a whole, sorry, my card got full. I bought a whole pack of these like light pink brushes. It was Shopo. I bought them years ago, and this is one of my favorite blush brushes ever. They're honestly like super cheap brushes, and I didn't like a lot of them, but like some of them have become my like true brushes. What is this? Jess Up Powder Blush. Like, they're the most random brushes ever. If I can find the set, I'll link it down below, but I bought them in high school, and I've just always used this for blush. So I'm gonna smile a little and apply it to the apples of my cheeks. I also love blush on my nose and chin. Like, I've been sitting in the sun all day. I'm gonna take my Morphe M501. This brush is kind of like fanned out and like not my favorite as much anymore, but it's all I have in front of me, so we're going to use this. We're going to highlight using the Dose of Colors Fuego by Desi and Katy. I'm pretty sure this is still available. I remember I got this the second launch, and I use this almost every day. Like, you can barely tell that I use it every day, so that's a good thing because you just need the smallest amount. But it's such like a wet looking highlighter. But yeah, I think they have this at Ulta, like in stores and online. I'm also going to add this to my collarbones and chest a little bit since it is exposed. I know you can't really see, but I'm just wearing this like red bodysuit. So I'm going to quickly do my brows because it's boring to show you guys. I'm just going to use the pencil from Benefits. Sorry, that's so annoying. That precisely my brow. I use shade number 5. I'm just going to fill in the tail, fill in the front, and then set them with some brow gel. And we will be good with our brows. now I'm going to add some color to my lower lash line. I always like using a pencil brush, the M431. I'm also going to take my flat definer brush. This is M410, and I'm going to apply the darkest shade, kind of stamping this on my lash line first, and then I'm going to take the lighter shade on my pencil brush and smoke it out, so it kind of gives it the most definition on your lash line, making your lashes look full and kind of creating a border for your eyes, and then smoking it out with the lighter shade. I'm going to take that dark brown shade that I used on the like outer half of my eye, tap it on the back of my hand, and I'm going to start stamping this onto my lash line underneath, getting as close as possible. And then I'm going to take the pencil brush, and I'm going to take that middle shade that we used, mixing it with that first orange shade, kind of tapping it off on the back of my hand and smoking it out. I'm now going to do mascara. I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply the Voluminous Lash Paradise, of course. And then we will do something on the lips. I still am not able to use my favorite lip liner, 09 Spice, because I need a pencil sharpener. So maybe we'll just do like a gloss. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure that out. I did not spray my face. I just curled my lashes, but I hate spraying my face after I apply mascara. So let's do this really quickly, just using the Morphe spray. Now let's add the mascara. The last step is our lips. I kind of want to do something like lighter and like pale on my lips. I might need to go look through my collection to find something because I don't really have anything out in front of me. I have this. Maybe we'll do this. I'm gonna do this Heidi D Cosmetics liquid. I think it's a liquid lipstick actually. There's no shade name on this. I want to say this is called like Birthday Suit. I will try and link this down below. Heidi D Cosmetics is a local makeup brand near me. She has a store. I'm friends with her. She's the sweetest, and I really, really love her lip glosses. I have one of, maybe that's the one that's called Birthday Suit. I don't know. I can't even find it anywhere, but she gave me one of these two, and I'll have to find what color this is. Either way, I'll link it down below for you guys because she has really awesome products. And this is like a super pale nude. So I think I'm just going to apply it lightly and then like tap it out with my finger. And actually first I am going to line my lips a tiny bit. I'm going to use this Ulta Automatic Lip Liner in Bare just to give myself like an outline. I like her liquid lipsticks because they're not like, especially this one, I haven't tried her darker colors, but it's kind of like sheer. And I just kind of apply and tap it out. Like it's not going to be a super stark, dry down matte. I'm going to use the Dose of Color Desi Katy on the top, or over the top lip gloss. It's this really pretty like gold shimmery color. So I think this is the completed look. Let me zoom you guys out. Take my hair down. My hair is not done whatsoever, so maybe we'll take care of that next. Alright, you guys, this is the completed makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. But yeah, here's a close-up. So if you guys need like an easy night out makeup look, I think this is amazing. My skin is very full coverage, but I kept the blush, bronzer, highlighter pretty light, my lips pretty light, And then my eyes are just the statement. I would definitely love to add like a false lash if I was going out at night, but since it's still daytime and we're just gonna go walk around the outdoor mall, I will have all the products that I used within this video linked down below as always. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you guys want to see a little bit more behind the scenes, day-to-day things on my story. It's at Emily Jean Beauty. And you guys can also shop my merch. I have really cute hoodies and t-shirts on my website, ejbmerch.com. You guys can purchase those and I hand package them myself to ship them out to you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!
Yeah.